What's going on, vloggers, bloggers, and everyday toilet users? That's right, it's time for another episode of the Toilet Vlog Show. So, I know it's been like 10... Oh, man. It's probably been over a year since I've done a toilet vlog. But yeah, so much stuff has been happening in my life. It's just been crazy. But I got a new place. I went from a 2-bedroom apartment in Champaign to a 3-bedroom townhome in Rantoul. So it's a different town. Everything's just been going crazy. So much stuff. My uncle moved from Jacksonville, Florida, back to Illinois, so I had to fly, first time on a plane, by the way, all the way down to Jacksonville, and then after that, drive his U-Haul from Jacksonville, Florida, to Champaign, Illinois, which was like 700 miles. I don't know. It was ridiculous. I did it all. I got to the Illinois state line, all within like one big-ass thing. I just hit the road at like 6 in the morning, and then kept driving until like I literally got back to Illinois, got a hotel, crashed for the night. But yeah, that being said, he's back in town. So like still working at Red Bull for now, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But yeah, it's just been crazy. Like so much stuff has changed since the last time I did one, like especially the new apartment. So we're gonna start with that one first. But here's my kitchen. I'm going to be making another toilet vlog brewing about the mango habanero hot sauce that I'm going to be making. This is you can see it's already fermented. And I've got the mangoes, and I'm going to puree myself. And I was out of garlic, so it would have fermented with garlic, but it didn't. And I wanted to get black garlic, but they didn't have any. So I got like whole garlic cubes, like a really nice one. And you can see it's nice and foamy in there, so these have probably already fermented a little bit as well too, because they put lactic acid in there, and that's what helps with the fermentation. So, but other than that, going through here, we got my hallway, my downstairs bathroom. I actually have a fucking dining room now, where we have the family computer, and then we kind of have some desks right here. Well, we don't have a table just yet, but you can see, kind of got some stuff set up on the walls where Autumn's got some of her Halloween decorations up, the old candles from the old place, and then if you come to the dining room, you've got our living room, which I'm gonna explain this ridiculous ass stereo system here in a second. That has to do with all the Uncle David stuff. But yeah, coming through here, living room, front door. Go upstairs, that's where the other bathroom is. My wife has her own bedroom because I snore like a wildebeest. We're still married and everything's going good. I've got my own room. It's got all my fucking brewing equipment in there, so it takes up a lot of that. And then Luna's got her own room, of course. But Wesley, when I have him on weekends, he usually just crashes on the couch, or we do like a inflate-up bed down here. Or he usually crashes his mine room, or vice versa. And I asked him if he wanted his own bedroom. He said no, because Autumn was just going to stay with me, but then she was like, fuck it, I'll take my own little individual space, which is a good thing. I don't know how many people out there in a relationship, but every now and then it's kind of good to have space from each other, you know, especially Autumn having her own space to do whatever the hell she wants in there. You know, I've got no say of what goes on in there. She can do whatever the hell she wants. You know what I mean? So it's her own little relaxing space, and it's good for her mental health. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm used to having my own room anyway, so it's whatever. But yeah, so after Uncle David moved down here, he kind of purged and got rid of a bunch of stuff. And he's an audiophile like I am. Audiophile is somebody who is obsessed with audio technology, especially like hi-fi equipment. I've never been able to afford shit like that in my life, but after he got his diagnosis of ALS from the VA, his benefits went like way up here, and you know, he got a bunch of high-end equipment that he always wanted himself. But then when he moved here in with my mom at Urbana, well, not here in Rantoul, but in Urbana, he decided there's no room for any of this stuff, and he was going to give it to me in his will anyways. But yeah, it is absolutely ridiculous. I have a 7.2.2 system, so that means that I have 7 core speakers for the surround sound. And then 0.2 would be the 2 subs that I have. And then 0.2 after that would be these height speakers. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 0.2, 0.2. So, yeah, but this thing was ridiculous to set up. At first, he was saying I should hire a contractor to do it. Kind of reached out on Facebook. Nobody got a hold of me. You know what I mean? One guy was like, oh, let's just look at the manual. And I'm like, hey, we'll just look at the fucking manual. This is super hi-fi shit. So, but I've got a Marantz 7-channel. I actually think this is a 9-channel receiver. I think it might be a 9-channel. It's a 9-channel because I know you can upgrade it to a 9.2.4 or something like that. And then I've also got, so here's the receiver itself. And then here is a 5-channel amplifier. So this speaker, this speaker, this speaker, this speaker, and this speaker are all into the amplifier. And then this is a super audio CD player, which comes with a network node that does like digital streaming and stuff like that. But I haven't set any of that up because, you know, I would rather listen to music on my headphones or something like that. But yeah, I'm going to let you guys look at the back of this. And some of these power cords might look like fucking garden hoses and shit like that because they're really high-end equipment, but you can see the amount of shit. You can see the amount of shit I had to hook up between the receiver and all the speakers and everything like that. It is absolutely insane. Like, look, these are power cords. They're inlaid with silver and copper. It's absolutely ridiculous, you know? Oh, I think that it probably might have flipped or something. Whatever. Hopefully you got to see what it looked like back there. But after all that was set up and everything, it's super cool because the surround sound works with like the Blu-ray and like Hulu and stuff like that. But you'll hear shit behind here moving, and the 2 subs is just ridiculous. Like you can like feel it in the ground, like when things are shaking. Like I watched The Gray a couple days ago, and when the plane crash part, it was like. So that was really cool, but I'm honestly super happy. I love being in a bigger space. You know, I love that my wife has her own robe. Ooh, excuse me, I had a little sip of a beer just a minute ago. I didn't think I'd drink that much of it. But yeah, I love that my wife has her own space, and it's way better for our relationship. You know, the walls are still a little empty because we're still getting this place set up. You know, but it's great. So, back to the Red Bull thing. I am leaving Red Bull. So, I only make $46.50 a year. That's garbage to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, my commission checks are like $700. That's good. But you get one base paycheck and then one commission check, and it just goes to hell. I started asking around about different vendors, like, how much do you make? How much do you make? How much do you make? To like everybody. Aunt Millie's, Little Debbie's, Pepsi, Coke, Frito-Lay, and all these guys were making way more than me, like an insane amount more than me. So I got in Indeed and, you know, started applying around. Our union contract was up at the end of September here in a couple of days. And I went to the union meeting, but only 3 other people showed up out of the entire company. Like, come on. I mean, we asked for 52. I mean, that's literally $9,000 more a year. Are they going to give that to us? Probably not. They're probably going to do like 48 and that's it. Or 13% over 1 year, but I don't want to wait another year. I just got 1 year at Power, you know, for Red Bull, Power Distributing. But, you know, I don't want to wait. You know, I have the experience. I have a C-Class license. I have an IDOT. You know, I've got the 1 year of vending experience and stuff like that. So I applied for Aunt Millie's, went in, did the interview, got it. Like that. I mean, we sat around talking more than we actually talked about the job. And the guys were pretty cool. And figures out the owner of the company, well, not the owner, but the GM of the company lives here in Rantoul too. Actually, my first day, he's just going to show up and pick me up. And then we're both going to head to the warehouse. But yeah, I start here on the 25th. It is way more. It's 9,000 more. It's 52, what I wanted to begin with. But I finally feel like I'm in that class of like higher pay. I'm older now. I'm more experienced. And shit, I've been working my ass off to get all this shit. You know what I mean? Get a bigger place. I mean, every day I've been doing 12-hour shifts, getting only paid for 8 hours, and it sucks. You know, but I don't know. I'm not going to be like that full of myself and say, I deserve this, but shit, I kind of do, you know? Other than that, Wesley's huge, 15 years old, got a little girlfriend, and his band stuff is going good. I just went last Friday to go see him play marching band and everything like that, so it seems like he's coming of age, and we had the talk and blah 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 and stuff like that. So, but it's really cool to see him get bigger and see Luna get bigger too. Luna's gonna be 3 here in a couple of days, and we're gonna be throwing her a big birthday party here because we actually have the space for it for once, So, yeah, but I'm still doing my brewing stuff. We just had a big brewing competition. I put in for the sweet mead category, not knowing that my mead was a specialty mead. All the national judges were like, hey, this is really good, but I think you put it in the wrong category. I only got a 28 out of 50. But hey, that's whatever. I like the feedback and stuff like that, so I'm really glad that I got that. I cut my hair off. It's growing back shortly. It was way shorter than this. It was even shorter than what this is. I was going to cut it and I fucked it up and was like, fuck it. Just buzzed it all. But yeah. Look for more updates on the Toilet Vlog Brewing as well too. I'm going to be doing a Russian Imperial Stout, which is going to be barrel aged at the club, and I'll do the whole video because it's all grain, so it's an advanced level of like home brewing when it comes to beer. So you're gonna know what you're doing, and we're going to be doing it outside because there's a plug outside. Instead of having to run like this giant extension cord from my 2-bedroom fucking apartment in Urbana or Champaign. But still, either way, I thought I would update this. But yeah, see you on the next video.